Hi, welcome to Inkpot. In this video, we are going to discuss few more important terms that is used in cost accounting. So let's move on. We have first is cost center. So what is a cost center? Cost center is basically it can be a location, person, item of equipment in respect of which cost may be ascertained and related to cost unit for control purposes. Now what is this cost center? Cost center means that for which we are going to calculate the cost. Let's say I have a branch, right? I want to calculate how much my organization is spending on my particular branch, say in Mumbai. So this will be a location. I am calculating the cost, the total expenditure incurred on a branch. So this is a location. My cost center can be a location. Now I want to know how much my company is spending on a particular manager. So here my cost center will be a person. So cost center is means for which we are going to calculate the cost, right? Next, cost unit. Cost unit means per unit cost. Now in case of cement, we calculate the cost per ton, right? In chemicals, in case if we are producing chemicals, so its cost is calculated in liters. If we are producing furniture, we calculate the number of desks, number of chairs produced. So the number will be cost unit. Paint is again manufactured in liters. Power, kilowatt hours, and in case if we are providing services, power is again a service. Transportation companies also provide service. So we calculate cost of passenger per kilometer. So this is cost unit of a cost object. Next is cost driver. Cost driver is something which influence or generate the cost. Now, more the number of machine setups we have, more will be the cost. So it is going to influence the total cost of a product. More the number of purchase order, more will be, it will increase the cost, or it may reduce the cost if we have more number of purchase orders. The cost of raw material per unit may decrease. So cost driver is something which generates the cost or which influences the cost. More the quality inspections we have to conduct, it will increase the total cost. More the number of units consumed, power units consumed, more will be the cost. So cost driver is something which influences the cost. Now next, cost object. So cost object is an item for which cost is compiled or accumulated. Now we are calculating the total cost of a product. We are accumulating all the cost, and we are calculating cost of a service. So if we are calculating the cost of two-wheeler, it is a product. So cost object is a product. If we are calculating airline flight is service. So our cost object, we will say the cost object is a service. Now to determine the quality level of TV sets, so that means it is an activity. Metro railway construction, it is a project. So object means object can be a product, a service, or project, or an activity. Now we have discussed earlier the word cost center. Cost center means for which we are calculating the cost. Cost object again is something for which cost is being calculated. So what is the difference between cost center and a cost unit? Cost center and object. What is the difference? I mean, cost center versus cost object. So let me make you clear. For example, we are making a desk. It is a product. So we will say the cost object here is a desk or a product. We need to calculate or look at different costs involved in making that particular desk. Our cost object is a desk here. So what is the total cost involved in making the desk? Now there may be several departments involved, like we cut the wood, we assemble the desk, then we paint the desk. These different departments will be cost center. So first we calculate the total cost involved in each cost center first, and then we compile it to calculate the cost of the object. So cost center is a narrower term than the cost object. Now, what are the methods of costing? First is job costing. Now, what is this job costing? Job costing is when we have work in orders, right? It is job costing. Job costing is when the work is being given in orders. I told earlier also, like we have a printing press. Now we cannot calculate the total cost of a card because the requirement of the our total cost depends upon the requirement of the customer. Say if the customer say I want visiting card of this quality, this size, this design, so cost may vary. If a customer say I want a cheaper quality card, I want a better quality card. If one customer say I want a cheaper quality card and another customer says I want better quality card, so cost may vary. So total cost depends upon the orders of the customers. So it is known as, when we calculate the cost of each order, it is known as job costing. Batch costing is when the work is being done in lots. When we make batches. So when the work is being done in lots. So it is generally in toy making industry. Process costing is when the product is manufactured by different processes. Like we have process A, we have process B, we have process C, and then the final output is being produced. So we calculate the cost of process A first, then the process B cost is being calculated, cost for process C is calculated, and then we accumulate the total cost to get the cost of the product. Single output costing is when we don't have any processes, we use the raw material, and then that raw material, by using that raw material, we get the final output. So that is known as single output costing. Service costing is generally when we do not manufacture any product, we provide services. Like for example, in case we have transportation. So transportation company do not sell any product, they provide service. So it is a service costing. Powerhouse. We have hospitals. Hospitals do not sell any products, they provide us service. So these are examples of service costing. Contract costing is like when the work is done by entering into a contract. Like for example, we have here construction companies. In case of construction companies, we have contract costing. So these are different methods of costing. Now, importance of cost accounting. This we have discussed earlier also. Cost accounting helps in cost ascertainment. We calculate the total cost of the product, which further helps in determining the selling price. Cost controlling, we have different techniques to control the cost. We have material controlling techniques wherein we control the cost of the material. We have different techniques like standard costing. We have budgetary control wherein we estimate the cost, predetermined cost, and then actual cost is being ascertained. We compare the actual cost with the standard cost and find out the variances. If there are variances, then we take corrective action. This cost controlling techniques further helps us in measuring the efficiency of the business. Again, next is determining the selling price. If we have ascertained the cost, we can add on a profit margin to it and we can determine the selling price. And then decision making, cost controlling and cost accounting also helps us in decision making, whether we should make the product, whether we should buy the product. We can compare the cost of making the product, or we if we buy the product from the outside supplier, we can compare the cost of these two and we can take the decision accordingly. So cost accounting helps us in decision making. Preparation of budget. Preparation of budget is like we calculate, we prepare predetermined budgets, then we measure our actual performance. Actual performance is compared with the budgeted and the deviations are being calculated. Next, advantages of cost accounting. It is similar to importance. The same, helps in price fixation, helps to face the competition because we are using cost controlling techniques. So it helps us in facing the competition, helps in budgeting. We prepare the predetermined budget against which the actual performance is being compared. So it will further help us in reducing the wastage, cost controlling, cost reduction. This we have already discussed in our first presentation. Helps in the selection of best alternative. We can compare the cost of different alternatives and we can choose the best alternative from it. Helps in decision making, already discussed. Optimum utilization of resources. When we are using cost controlling techniques, it will control the wastages and it will result in optimum utilization of physical resources. Thank you.